Hello, beautiful humans. Today we are going to look at the warm-up for 2.1, and we are going to identify the domain and the range given two graphs here. So we're going to look at our graphs and we want to ask ourselves, okay, what are my possible x values? So as I read the graph from left to right, what are the possible values of x? So if we think about this right here, we have x going from the left and the right, and as this thing rises up, it keeps going out further and further. So I like to say this parabola is getting fatter and fatter and fatter and fatter and fatter and fatter and fatter over a long period of time. If you think about this graph representing forever, what are the possible x values? Well, it's just going to keep going and going and going forever and ever, forever to the left, forever to the right. So that means that the domain here is going to be all real numbers. So x, the domain values will be all real numbers. Or the little symbol we have for that, maybe you remember, is that little R with a line through it, all real numbers. So the domain is all real numbers. Okay, now let's talk about the range. Well, the range we're looking up and down as we look at this graph, up and down. Is there a minimum value? Is there a maximum value? Bottom, top, what are we looking at here? So if I look right here, I can see that I have a minimum point. So this graph comes down, boop, hits that bottom minimum point, bounces back up. So there is a limit to what y can be. It doesn't go forever in the negative direction. So in this case, y has to be greater than or equal to because it does touch that point right there. It has to be greater than or equal to whatever the y value is at this point. So we look over here on our y-axis, and this value is 1. So y has to be greater than or equal to 1. Could it be 10? Sure. Up here at 10, we have two different y values that this function could have. So anything going up and up and up forever will be just fine, because this extends to infinity above that minimum point. But it stops here. That's the lowest value. So our range is y is greater than or equal to 1. All right, let's look at this line over here. So now we have domain, our x values, again, domain, our x values, and we're looking and we see, this is going to be all real numbers again, because we have all possible values of x. As I go forever this way, and forever that way. There is no limit, there is no end, there's no end point here. So this just keeps going forever and ever. All right, what about our y values? So now we're looking up and down. Well, again, this thing's going to keep going up and it's going to keep going down. So my y values will also be all real numbers. My range in this case, how far up, how far down can I go, will also be all real numbers, because there is no limit to what y can be here.